we refer to Pesach as the holiday of our freedom. And then the question comes up, but wait a minute, Shavuot, we got the Torah. Shouldn't we celebrate that as our freedom? And if you actually look in history, you see a certain thing. The United States declared its independence way before it was independent. It declared its independence July 4th, 1776. But we didn't win the war. The United States did not win the war until basically 1781. And Britain didn't recognize the United States until 1783. Um, and then when they saw there was a problem, the Constitution didn't come along. It was finally written in 1787 and accepted in 1789. So, in other words, independence came way before the Constitution. And this is basically to tell you what Pesach is about. First, get us out of Egypt. The whole story of getting the Jews out of Egypt. Then we can begin to discuss the issue of the Torah. You know, that there is a purpose for God coming in and getting the Jews out of Egypt. It wasn't by happenstance. It wasn't because God had nothing to do that day and decided, oh, these people need to be free. That isn't why God took us out of Egypt. He took us out for a purpose. But he couldn't reveal the real purpose right away because the Jews were not yet ready for it. The Jews had to be prepared for it. They had to go through the plagues and then the crossing of the Red Sea. Even the fight against Amalek was part of this process. This is why, we declare Pesach to be our day of independence. Shavuot, you could say, is Constitutional Day. That this is when we got the Torah. That is the Jewish people's constitution. These are the laws we live by. And that's why this is like this. And even though a lot of people say, well, wait a minute, this and that. No, you have to put things in perspective. And Sukkot, of course, comes along and says, just in case you forgot who's in charge, we have Sukkot. Remember that Thomas Jefferson wanted to seal the United States to be the Jews being led out of Egypt, led by a pillar of fire. That we're in the process, but we're not there yet. But this sort of like puts everything of our three major holidays in perspective. Something to think about, Kaddish Rabbanim.